Morning or good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In this occasion, we, a team of four people, consisting of me, September Galan, my colleagues, my students are Rameez Ali, Reynaldi, and Damar Ahmad, will present uh, our research with the title of The Rise of China Influence in the Pacific Island, a threat for Indonesia on its eastern border over the South China Sea dispute. Starting with our introduction, in 2003, China's government stated that they will expand diplomatic ties to several Pacific Island countries. And in 2006, they offered aid packages to those countries, including Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, and also Solomon Island, which actually also the members of an organization called Melanesian Spearhead Group or MSG. Interestingly, quote pro quote, United Liberation Movement of West Papua in Indonesia as also included as the Separation or Separative Movement Organization is included as the member of MSG or recognized as a part of MSG since 2010. So we can understand why some of these countries, especially maybe Vanuatu, brought West Papua issue to United Nations, just like recently when they have kind of a quarrel with our diplomats there. And our literature review on this study is there are some, but two of them are mentioned here. First is Engaging China's New Foreign Policy in the South Pacific, created by Peter Connolly. And this article, Peter Connolly wrote and explained how China new approach technique dealing with the South Pacific related affairs in the form of new foreign policy. Basically, they are shifting their policy toward the issue in the South Pacific area. And the second article is created by Yu Changsen entitled China's Economic Relations with Pacific Island Countries. Uh, in this paper, it discusses about the relation between People's Republic of China with Oceania region, especially with Pacific Island countries. And this paper explains and describes how social life can affect high political interest, basically with closer ties of social and culture, even from tourism or from like a certain social cooperation. It can also bring the political discussion and cooperation into a new level. And our research methodology for this research is done through descriptive qualitative methods as the main body, supported by literature study, and also we believe because qualitative approach can be very useful to analyze our main topic and to explain the degree of the relation between China and the South Pacific countries, that how it can affect Indonesia's positions and attitude to face the eastern border issue. Our result and discussion started with the recent development on South China Sea dispute between China and Indonesia. In 2015, Indonesia blew up foreign illegal fishing boats. Yeah, in the era when Minister Susi Pujiastuti is still in charge, including Chinese boats. And then the Chinese government responded and urged Indonesia to stop crossing illegal fishing boats. However, on July 14th, 2017, Indonesia released a new map and changed the name of Indonesian Exclusive Economic Zone over the South China Sea to North Natuna Sea or Laut Natuna Utara. And then Chinese government once again urged Indonesia to stop using that term, the North Natuna Sea, as the name of that area for the sake of stability and peace, because it's already known as the South China Sea. On the next findings is between the relation of China and Indonesia and the effect of South China Sea dispute. So from Indonesia perspective, basically it's kind of like love-hate relationship since the independence of Indonesia. Economically, we need each other because it's also the country's largest import and export market, China, starting from 2017. From China perspective, their involvement in ASEAN Plus 3 is the main reason when this relation is important, because ASEAN is also the biggest trade market for China and also the target for the products. And the railway project, a lot of project of China's also including or involving on the participation of Southeast Asia countries like the Belt and Road Initiative or BRI and the New Maritime Silk Road, or what kind of initiation that they have in this new or this in this current era is basically related with this area. So they have to like very careful in managing the relation between them and Indonesia. And this is actually the part when it all gets together. So the threat posed by China in the eastern border of Indonesia following the West Papua issue. If Indonesian government still use the North Natuna Sea as the name of South China Sea, China can pressure Indonesia from West Papua issues due to the power that China has in the Pacific Island. So the logic is like this: they have good ties and relation in the Oceania region, in the Pacific Island regions with several countries, and that countries is also part of the MSG, and how the liberation separatist movement in Papua is also recognized as one of the elements in MSG, and China can make this kind of connection to push Indonesia to like maybe weaken our claim and also our presence in the South China Sea or not Natuna Sea itself. Basically, it's just a matter of connecting the dots. So in the 21st September of 2017, Free West Papua Movement FWMP brought West Papua issue in UNGA, and it gained traction and also like some degree of recognition in international states. If Indonesia still ignore the warning from China, China can use several countries which influenced by them to raise that issue. The conclusion: from the very long time, China wants to take over South China Sea as their territory, but it's hard when it comes to Asian countries, especially one of them is Indonesia. Well, they might like have some more intense conflict with Vietnam or maybe Philippines in certain degree, but we heard that Philippines even like now are reducing their conflict with China, but still then they have a hard time. And then with the new edition of release of Indonesian maps and the name change from South China Sea to North Natuna Sea, China then urged Indonesia to change the name due to stability and peace. They try to create a momentum to escalate the conflict so that they can bring this to the much bigger problem and level to reach maybe decisions that may benefit them. Indonesia actually has no intentions to revert back to the old name, and however, with the China's power in Pacific Island, they can raise up the West Papua issue for threatening Indonesia. Because this research is basically just a pre-study research. We just want to raise this kind of awareness. We just want to share the news or new knowledge or maybe a new dimension that this things is happening right now, and we should know and understand it well as connecting the dots between the affairs of countries and also regions surrounding Indonesia, so that as Indonesians we are maybe have some degree of alert to our surrounding situation, especially when we are facing China, a rising power that in the world that has a lot of resources and maybe bargaining position that may benefit them. We have to be very careful and realize that Indonesia should also manage its position in the world, current world affairs with a wise move. So I think that's all for our presentation. We are very sorry if there are mistakes in our presentation. Hope you enjoy this conference. Thank you very much. Have a good day.